Hey guys, welcome back for another CFB breakdown video presented by Travanci, hosted by the 480. And our Sun Devils have now crossed over the first third portion of the season. This marks us being 3-1 and, commemorating the first third. I kind of want to do some position group grades for the season right now. Guys, there is no recency bias. What they showed us in Baylor isn't going to determine how I'm rating these position groups, all right? I'm actually looking at the course of the first 4 games. There's a lot of real estate, even in an AAU game. What I really wanted to see was the progression over the first 4 weeks. How was the team or the specified position group improving or responding, adjusting? And so I'll be frank with you. A lot of these position group grades were worse last week. Before the Baylor game was a lot worse. Before the Texas State game was terrible, but this team has gotten it together. The buy-in as a collective from the player side is visible, but now it was also on the accountability of the coaching side, and I saw outcomes to back up a response. It wasn't just the same stagnancy. It was actually a good effort on the game planning on both phases or both sides of the ball and getting our players into a rhythm, into a groove so that we were more momentum oriented because the talent is insane. When you have this talented of team, all you really need to do is piece it together with some momentum, triggered by some, complementary football. And then once you get that momentum going with this kind of talented team, it's over. It's really over. This team's a college football playoff contender. But we're going to go over some position groups, okay? From the quarterback position group, in particular to Sam Leavitt, because he's been the only quarterback to play, give me a B+. Before Texas State, before Baylor, probably would be leaning towards B-. And, after that Mississippi State game, probably at a C+. But he has single-handedly worked his way up. A different letter grade, a different, minus plus of the letter grade each game. And I can see this trend being visible over the course of the season. He is definitely an A+ quarterback that has expectations of an A+ play. Now he just needs to back it up with outcomes. And that Baylor game was a great validator game for him. I can tell he was more confident in himself. Marcus Arroyo called a great game plan for him to keep him in a rhythm, use his legs more, get some quarterback power runs early, keep him confident, not only with his arm, but with his athletic abilities. So he is already sure of himself when he is making those intermediate throws and avoiding the overthrow. So I like a B+ for Sam Leavitt. Anyone else across the mainstream media who hasn't really been in-depth watching ASU football would probably disagree. But my whole thing is, this guy's a top 10 quarterback in the country. He will prove it to the league. It's a process, and you can never rush the process, especially with such a dynamic player at the most important position on helm, right? Like, Leavitt has to piece it together and play disciplined, or he could take his draft stock. All right, running back position group, give me B+. I love the way they've adjusted since in response to that Mississippi State game. Definitely some more north-south running. Can't wait to see what more we see from Sip Brown and Ye Udo. We've seen a lot of Leak Brown the first 4 weeks, and he hasn't proved us to change anything. He earned his starting role, but I think what the beauty in this running back room is, it's running back by committee, but each back can do the same thing, but can also succeed in a different way as well. When we are a pass-first offense going up against, a really hard run-defending team, I will be very confident in Raleek and Sip's ability to run the route, extend the play. If they're extending the play when Leavitt's out of pocket, they can find a good little check down for him. I believe in their capabilities to do that. It is more just about the disciplined running that I want to see from them, attacking the first down line of scrimmage a lot more aggressively than trying to make the move, and especially making moves behind line of scrimmage. There is no room for that. If you're behind the line of scrimmage, I want you to get past that LOS. So my whole thing is, the running back room has been good. Especially since we're so run game oriented as an identity. I want to see more from Ye Udo. I want to see if he's able to contribute in terms of, power running. Haven't seen them get the short yardage on weighty downs yet. We missed a 4th and 1 against Baylor. That would probably catapult them to an A-. But this is a beauty and rebounding from such an amazing running back in Scatterboot. It's all on the table. You never know how you're going to be able to respond. You're just crossing your fingers that you can put out a consistent product, and that's what we've done. So B+ for the running back room. Wide receiver core, give me a B+ as well. My whole thing is we got the guys involved, and I hate stressing about that. It's like, oh, we got to see some, spread the ball out a bit. Don't just feed Jordan Tyson. That's so predictable. But the way we execute this identity hasn't shown to be stopped yet unless we're out of rhythm. And so with the identity of feeding the best player, feeding Jordan Tyson, there's nothing wrong with it if you're executing it, if it's winning you the game. And so what we did last week against Baylor was we used our wide receiver cores to the best of our abilities, and we executed. And Eusebio executed. And they didn't have to see him practicing the plays calls before the game started. They didn't have to see it, the validating play in practice, him, mossing someone the few days before. They trusted that he would execute what was given to him. And that is exactly what this corps has done. Malik McLean has executed by forcing some DPIs. He's had some struggles, had a holding call on him. That was weighty, got chewed out for it. But again, we haven't seen Jalen Moss yet. That's a wide receiver bona fide too, who we could revolve an offense around. We've seen a lot of Jordan Tyson, but we haven't seen it over the course of the season yet against some tougher opponents. We haven't seen a lot. There's a lot to be waiting for as well because we're only in the first third of the season. So I'm excited to see what this receiving core can do. And I give them a B+ because they've done that. They've won the games they can, and Mississippi State game wasn't on them. It was just the rhythm. It was a lack of rhythm. All right, the best performing position group in the offense or on the offense. Give me the tight end group. Kamari Anderson, Cameron Harpole, and Kamal Mateer have been playing good ball. They've been great blockers. They've been great on the yards after catch. They are confident when we're scheming around them. They'll run the same exact play, and they'll do it to the best of their abilities, and it's almost a positive product every single time. I actually liked how elusive Cameron Harpole has looked this year. Tight ends single-handedly are the best position group on this offense, and I can't wait to see some more expansion or some more exposure in this position group as well throughout the course of the season. I think this is a clear-cut advantage we have over any other opponent going into the season. No one has as talented as tight ends as we do. Now, going into defense, okay? We're going to go talk about the D-line. Give me an A- for the D-line. Our stunt and leverage pickups have been amazing. The way we've been able to execute Brian Ward's front seven defensive game plans have been awesome. We've made almost every quarterback look so uncomfortable. Blake Shapen didn't beat us. He looked good, but the second through fourth quarter, we played amazing ball, and Blake Shapen got lucky with the game winner. We have made every quarterback uncomfortable. We've given every quarterback adversity, and the sense of fear. We've implored the sense of fear within these quarterbacks. Josh Hoover would be lying if he wasn't scared of what was going on this Friday. He's going to be sacked a few times. We're going to get some TFLs on their RB2. I think what I love so much is just how aggressively they attack the ball, man. They're so ball savvy, and I love this D-line. I cannot wait to see what they do in terms of, progression of the rest of the season, but I also want to see how some of these players fare out just in terms of Sunday progression and how it translates. But give me an A- for this D-line. Now, linebackers, Jordan Crook, Keyshawn Elliott, they've been playing good ball. And Zyrus Faseu, good ball, guys. I'm going to give you guys a B+ because I've seen that, right? I've seen the product. I've seen where you guys are. It's just the little things in zone coverage. It's the little things in the separation. I don't want to see broken zone coverage in from 5 to 15 yards. I really just don't. I'm so tired of seeing it. Man coverage is getting there, right? Like I'm seeing some matchups being won. Jordan Crook is looking great. It's really just the 2 or 3 plays where you just got to think details. You can't let a quarterback get comfortable trying to get the dink and dunk, 4-yard, 5-yard, curl route, hitch route, easy gain on, chain moving oriented plays. Like, I don't want these chains moving, and it is all about these linebackers and their side to side, sideline to sideline movement in prohibiting these explosive plays or little plays going on and building up to become explosive, right? I can't wait to see more. I really can't. I love watching this linebacker core. They would probably earn the A and if they played a different opponent, right? But they've been playing Blake Shapen, who exposed them a bit. They played the NAU offense that exposed them a bit. Even Sawyer Robinson even got the best of him a little tiny bit on some slant routes. That's all it is. It's just inside coverages. That's all it is. I can't minimize your guys' run defense. You guys are attacking the ball. This whole entire front seven is just so talented run defense-wise. So we'll see what happens over the course of the year, but let's stay healthy, guys. That's really the key for me. Stay healthy. All right, cornerbacks. Give me an A-. Keith Abney, Javen Robinson, Rodney Bymidge, Montana Warren, Kinrich Breedlove. I love what these guys are doing on the edge. There's been matchups and just disadvantaged matchups. There has been. You know, Josh Cameron being able to guard a guy like that, congratulations, you did it. You know, being able to guard Baylor in itself had such a talented receiving core. They did. And we guarded that. We mitigated that. They didn't beat us through explosiveness. They didn't beat us in general, but if they were to have beat us, it wouldn't have been because of explosiveness. It was because we played better ball on the outside of the numbers. Keith Abney had a wonderful interception. I think the adversity is felt in the trenches from the quarterback, and then you see him a lot more resentful when he's getting that ball out of his hands because he's not confident. He's not sure in the read, or he's not sure in the throw, or in the receiver's ability to bring down that rock. So I can't wait to see what these DBs can do. I think it was really just game plan for any sort of discrepancies in this position group. Really, like Kinrich Breedlove, it was a bad game plan, but he bit, and he was supposed to pass on his man in that man coverage sequence in Mississippi State. But you live and you learn. You really live and you learn. And this defense is the definition of adapting and adaptive, and they will always make the in-game adjustments to look a 180 difference better in game. And so I love to see it. I really do. Last position group, safeties, and that's pretty much because we've just been unstable due to health. I mean, I haven't seen Zay that much, and Boogie Wilson has been an immediate plug and play. His aggressiveness is infectious, and Ghost Rouser is a Sunday player to be. I love my Ghost Rouser, but my whole thing is like, you know, we just got to piece it together a bit more, and I can't wait to see it. I know like Boogie's good. I think he'll be good for this week as well. I just want to make sure these safeties keep all the splash plays in front of them. I don't want to get thrown over the top this year. And if we do lose in a coverage battle, I want a DPI. Like I don't want to see any 60-yard touchdowns again. And really, that one was just a better Jeff Lebby call with the Mississippi State game, but I haven't really seen that much else. So yeah, I think all of them are A's and B's. There's no C in the position group. That's a symptom of a great football team. So give me that. I loved covering the position grades for these guys. Can't wait to see how they interchange throughout the year, better or worse. But let's just hope that they're playing complementary ball and they're executing the identity to the best of their abilities, playing as the best versions of themselves, because we have a really talented team. It's just about piecing together the uncontrollables so that momentum is added onto this equation, and then we're just unstoppable. So, forks up, guys. Thanks so much for another CFB breakdown, an ASU segment presented by Travanci Host by the 480. This is a position group grade segment, and you can call me Mr. Travanci for today.